how do you create a family business? In this video, stay on till then because I'm going to tell you what the risks are, what the opportunities are, how to build a legacy that you can pass on to your heirs, and how to have an amazing family. And I'm even going to show you a great business that just might be exactly the right business for you and your family. And I'll do that at the end, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. So at the family business, you're going to have family members doing different jobs. And the first thing I would say is make sure that each of your family members is doing something that actually fits their skills. So in the overages business, with what I do, there are two essential skills. One is the sales side of it, where you're talking to people about money that they could claim, and someone needs to call them up and communicate and write them letters and just get them to the sale. And then the second thing is someone needs to do the back office work. Someone needs to be getting the leads. So you get the list of monies that are being held, and then they need to get the contact information for the people. That's called skip tracing. And then that information gets passed off to the salesperson, and the salesperson then calls when they get a yes. Then the back office person takes it back, fills in the forms, gets it signed by the client, and then submits it and follows up on the claim. Where I see families being successful is where they align what someone's doing with what their natural predilections and skills are. So no matter what you're doing, making sure that you're putting a family member in a position to win by giving them a job that they're capable of doing, that they have the training and the background to do, and the desire to do it. Because one of the big mistakes you can make is putting someone into a job that just needs to get done, but it's really not their jam, not their thing. That's a big mistake because it won't work out. It won't work out for long. Everybody needs to do some things at work that they don't necessarily love to do, but you don't want that to be your job. You want to make sure you align it. The other thing is you want to look at your family finances. And in my business, the overages business, it's a service business where you really don't have much by way of startup costs. You just basically get free lists, you do skip tracing for a couple bucks a lead, and then you contact the people. It doesn't cost anything on the phone. It's a very, very low cost business. But if you're talking about entering into a business where there's a high cost to get into it, like you're going to open even something like an auto body shop or a plumbing, you're going to be a plumbing store or a fast food outlet or a franchise. Those can have very, very significant startup costs, because if you're buying a space and outfitting it to be a store, or like I had a friend who bought a Baskin-Robbins franchise, by the time she opened that, she had spent more than $1 million between the franchise fees, the cost to get the inventory, the cost to build the store, the cost for the refrigeration equipment. She was in for over $1 million, and that's a lot of money. And that is a family business, which is wonderful, but it's a lot of money to put out. So I would suggest you look at that, look at the family finances. I think franchises are great if you have the money for it. The things I don't like about franchises is the average cost is $250,000 plus the real estate, which is a lot of money. They expect full commitment, and you also don't have the same kind of upside, because that kind of business, a franchise, it's not like you can sell it to private equity or something and have this huge multiple and exit out with wealth for generations. That's not what happens with a franchise. With a franchise, you can have valuable franchises where you can own 5 or 10 of them and then sell them as a group with the approval of the franchisor. Sure, you could do that, and that's good, but you're not going to get the kind of life-changing money you get with a true startup. So anyway, continue onward. So I'll explain what we do in my business. So my business, my brother runs all the back end of the business. So he's running like the lead getting, he's running the skip tracing. I run the sales floor. So what I do is I supervise and oversee the people who are on the phone, calling, writing letters, and marketing to get people to sign up in our business. And then I oversee the claiming part of the business, because I'm an attorney by trade, so that's right in my wheelhouse. And what I do is make sure that those claims are submitted, that they get pursued, and hopefully they get paid out. So that's my part. So we divided that because my brother has a background in Fortune 500 companies as an executive. So he knows about holding people accountable, about hiring, about supervising, about developing our talent. He knows about all those things that I don't really know about. I'm a technical expert. I know all about overages, all about legal stuff, and I know how to pitch the overages opportunity to one of our prospective claimants, because I tell them, hey, you can get thousands of dollars. It doesn't cost you anything to try. We'll put up the money and we'll do the effort. If we get paid out, you get the majority of it. You're going to get 60% of the money. If we don't get paid out, we absorb 100% of the cost. So it's zero risk for you with huge opportunity for a huge upside. And generally, we're getting people, an average claim right now is just over $100,000. So we're typically getting people $60,000 to $65,000 in their pocket when they work with us. Or if it doesn't work out, they have no loss at all. It doesn't cost them a penny. So it's a really, really great offer for the people that we're working with. And it also makes a lucrative business. We bring in good money. I'm able to pay my staff well, and I have staff. So this is a business that you can start up with really minimal. Like you could start up like I did with just my brother and I. We started up where we were doing everything. And then over time, we got people, getting the lists. Then we got people getting the contact information for the folks. Then we got people dialing on the phone and signing people up. And so we have all those people we put in place one at a time, and we've built a true family business. And we've even brought in my nephew, which is my brother's son. He's in the business now, learning marketing and learning the business. And we've put him through all the different departments that he can learn and develop. Now, I honestly don't think that he'll be with us forever. I think he'll be with us for a while, and then he'll probably want to go out to another business to go learn more. I think that's great, because often in family business, especially for the younger folks, they're going to go out, they're going to work in another business, and then when they come back to the family business, which will probably be theirs someday, then they bring new things to it. So I'm very much encouraging my nephew, go out, work for other companies, learn some more, and bring that knowledge back if you decide you want to come back to the family business. But I'm not clingy. If he doesn't want to come back, he doesn't have to. But I think having a family business can really help you to have a wonderful family life. You can be together more, you can cover for one another, and you can have people that hopefully you can trust if you've got that kind of family. If you don't, just keep them away from the money. But anyway, a family business can be a wonderful thing. And to learn more about the Overages business, just click on the link below. They'll give you an intro to it, and maybe watch it with your family, and you guys can see if this might just be the exact family business for you, where you can make a lot of money together, you can have a lot of fun, you can make a difference in the lives of the people you're helping, and you can have a great legacy business for you and your family. So click on that video. It's free. It's right here on YouTube. It doesn't cost you a dime to watch it, and this will help you get started with perhaps your family business.